You know, trust is a really big thing, as you know. But the kind of trust I'm talking about is really trusting God. And before I start, though, I want to give a disclaimer for any of you who are hairdressers. Don't hate me, please. I am just simply sharing my personal story, my journey of learning to trust God with my hair color. Yes, my hair color. Interestingly enough, it's a way more common discussion, as I've discovered through my own journey, of the struggle women and men too have with whether or not to color or not to color. Many years ago, as I was passing through the 40 threshold, my strawberry blonde hair that God had given me as a child and a young woman started to get these very interesting looking, I would say sprouts. They literally were these little curly Q gray hair that was coming up. So inside my head, I'm just battling for quite some time whether or not to color, and there was many years that I actually did choose to color. But as it became more and more frequent that I was having to color to avoid, you know, the skunk line and just being so worried about my hair color, just my outward appearance, it was a little unsettling, and I just was starting to struggle and having this conversation back and forth with God whether or not I was supposed to continue to color my hair. And there was one particular day I'd gone to the store, gotten the color. I hadn't picked the same exact color I had used previously, though. It was very similar, and same company, but just a little bit different. And one of the things I hadn't thought super far ahead, and I should have. The very next day, I was working, doing a women's retreat event as part of the leadership team at my church. So here I am doing this. I definitely needed to color, I felt. So, but I was still, even to the point I was putting the stuff on my hair. I'm just hearing, don't do it, don't do it. So I ignored that. And as I'm finishing my shower, I step out and I look in the mirror, and it does not look right. It does not look right. And I thought about I could either laugh, cry, or scream. And actually I did all three, not at the same time, but it was very unsettling. And the commotion brought my kids around, and particularly my 11-year-old son. So that would make him about 5th grade. And as I'm thinking, okay, it'll be fine. I'll just dry it and it's going to be okay. That's called denial. Denial is not just a river in Egypt. So I proceed to dry it. It did not. It was honestly like a purplish pink. It was nowhere close to strawberry blonde, or golden is kind of what I was hoping for. So I get on the phone, I find the box, I get on the phone with I'll leave the name of the company out of it actually it was more my fault than theirs. They didn't do anything. The fact that I had switched the color was not a good idea. So I get on the phone, and this sweet lady on the other end of the line gave me some advice, but she did ask me what color it was. And my 11-year-old son standing there, by the way, we lived in California also, Sacramento area, and he just said, "Oh, Mom, it's the coolest pink." And for a 5th grader, it's cool, but I wasn't thinking cool myself. So anyway, the lady on the phone sent me down to the store to get a neutralizer. So I did that, and she said it would, it would soften it, which it did. And it took about 6 to 8 weeks, though, to really get back to normal, I'll say. So just during this whole time, it really was, talking to the Lord about trusting Him with what seems so trivial with my hair color. And a funny thing, over these last, 10 years, I literally have had more comments about my hair than I ever did with my strawberry blonde red hair. And even though people do pay a lot of money for having red hair in our culture today. But, we really do live in a culture where just aging, it's difficult to age. There's no doubt about it. It can be, anyway, unless we come to a place of just peace with God and trusting God with the many seasons of our life. The changing hair color, the skin changes, and all of those things. Be good about our self-care, but really trusting Him with those things, and that we're not so much a part of the culture that the hair coloring, all the skin treatments, and just everything, Botox, and aging is such a, and I am all for taking good care of ourselves as we age, but to really be able to rest and trust that God really knows what He's doing. Proverbs 16:21, it says that it is actually a crown of wisdom, and I have earned every one of them. I will tell you that. And it's just like, God is so good, and He loves us so much, and just the fact that we are able to trust Him. And the other verse that I love is, that most every believer knows, is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding or the world's understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. And I just, encourage, if you are going through that right now, if you are soon to go through that, or you have, I'm sure you have a perspective, and I just encourage you to just, yes, even trust God with your hair color. God bless you. Thank you.